Okay, hey everybody, Renegade 67 and or 8 here with some more Let's Play stream Fate Stay Night of the Blind variety. So, last time on Blind Fate Stay Night, um, Shinji is apparently a master, which I had been assuming for a while, but now we have confirmation. His servant is apparently Ryder, which I don't believe for a second. That does not look like Ryder. I don't have, until I see a mount, I don't believe it. Um, what else? Oh yeah. So Shinji lured me to his house, where we could have a talk. Instead of us talking, in a more neutral zone, we literally went to his home base, where their magic is stronger, or something like that. Hello, Aeromorph. But anyways, we went to Shinji's home base, and I was thinking Shinji was luring him into a trap to, yeah, I know this. I noticed that the status screen updated, but I want to ignore that for a bit because of my denial that Ryder is Ryder. Um, Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. So Shinji lured us here. I assumed he was gonna ambush us and kill us. However, that's not happened yet. It's seeming more like he wants to take advantage of us because he thinks Tosaka will be a legitimate threat, and I assume he's right. And he wants to use us because we are seeming kind of close to Tosaka, and he wants to use us to take out Rin. The only problem is there's no real motive yet. He hasn't really given a good reason for why Shiro should, team up with Shinji over Tosaka. I'm assuming he's got something up his sleeve and isn't just, throwing things at the wind, but we'll see. What is your reason for us to betray Tosaka and just kill her in her sleep? Because you're right, it's a good opportunity, but you gotta have something, man. But also, in the meantime, Shiro is now bringing up Kirei for some reason. Why is he bringing up Kirei? What's going on? No, I can't. If Shinji really wants to protect himself, he should talk to Tosaka too. Oh, if he just wants to protect himself, he should go out of the Grail War? Right. I thought Shiro was going to ask Shinji about his wish. That's right. Last time, I remember thinking Shiro was going to ask Shinji about his wish, but Shinji never brought that up. He just said he got put in against his will. But you can always get out of the Grail War, even if you put in against your will, so... Anyways, though, there's someone who supervises the Holy Grail War, Shinji?
ああ、教会の神父だってね。前回の生き残りだって言うけど、うるさそうだから会ってないよ。
Yes, the priest at the church, I hear. They say he's a survivor of the last war, but I didn't go see him because he seems annoying. More like because you don't want to give away your presence and you fear somebody's observing the church, and you're probably right. Someone's probably observing the church. Or maybe you know that Kirei is scheming to take over the Grail War. Theories.
僕は魔術師じゃないんだから。魔術師としてのルールなんて押し付けられるのは面倒じゃない？
I'm not a magus, so it's a bother to be forced to follow the Magi's rules. Okay, sorry, my sitting position isn't correct. Apologies while I fix it. Okay, no, that's wrong. No, okay, this way. All right. First world problems. Still, though, if you really wanted to get out, that would be a way to do it, is to go to Kirei and be like, hey, Kirei, please let me out. But you don't want to get out because you have a wish. You want the ultimate harem. You want every lady in the world. Or maybe you just want Sakura. Maybe you want every lady in the world to be Sakura. That'd be at least better than what frickin' Shiro... You know what? I would root for him in that case, because Rin literally has no wish, and Shiro also doesn't seem to have a wish yet. At least if he has a wish, that's something. Have some kind of drive. Gosh dang diddly dang. But I mean, what? No, Shiro's great. People getting mad at me in the Discord for not liking Shiro. I don't dislike Shiro too much. He's just stupid. And when I have to be Shiro and Shiro is stupid, I'm inevitably going to dislike his stupidity. It's better when, like, a side character is stupid. When you make the main character super stupid in a game where you're playing as them, where they're like, if it's one thing in like an anime when you make a dumb main character shonen, but if it's a playable game where you're controlling them, I think you'd want the main character to be a certain amount of smart, because then when they're stupid, it makes you feel stupid a little bit. I'm not stupid, Shiro. Stop making me feel stupid. Anyways, it's a bother not to forced to follow the Magi's rules. Dash, 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 dash. That's contradictory. Which part? If he wants to really stop fighting, he should go and see Kotomine first. Oh, you're actually being a little smart and realizing a thing, yeah. It's because he has a wish of some kind which he's not telling you. Even if he was forced into this war against his will, which, I don't know, I'm taking everything this guy says with a grain of salt, but even if it's true that he was forced in against his will, all the more reason why he should just be able to get out by going to see Kirei. Forced in against his will? Can't he just force himself out with his will? Unless there's some blackmail reason why he has to participate, like, someone's like, if you don't participate in the Grail War... I'm not sure what would even blackmail him. I don't really know. I guess what he cares about is Sakura in a twisted way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes Sakura's life a living hell, but it might be one of those things where he genuinely cares about Sakura. He's just fucked in the head. And so maybe someone was blackmailing him, being like, if you don't do it, I'll kill Sakura. And that might genuinely get to him, because he genuinely cares about Sakura in an ungenuine, fucked up, weird way. He thinks he cares. You get the idea. Is what I don't know. In that blackmail approach, I'm assuming that would be the reason, but otherwise I'm not sure what would be his top priority.
Shinji, 学校に結界が張ってあることは知っているのか?
Shinji, you know about the boundary field set up at our school? My guess is he's the one who set it up.
知ってるよ。僕にはわからないけど、ライダーが教えてくれた。それがどうしたっていうのさ。
I know. I can't tell, but Ryder told me. What about it? Frickin' Ryder. Still calling her Ryder. I don't believe it. I keep imagining sexy things, too. Like she's frickin' riding, you know, Shinji or something, as in her being a rider. Because I want to see her gosh dang mouth. Grumble, grumble, grumble. They keep saying it, and nobody's questioned it. And by nobody, I mean Shiro. And I know Shiro's dumb, but the narrative itself has not questioned it yet. So that's making me think maybe it's true, but that seems so weird. She does not look like a rider. You ruined my guessing game. You're supposed to give me legitimate clues. Where's the clue that she's a rider? Ah! Or if he really is, the blackmail could be revealing that to everyone. I suppose that's fair. But like, I feel like if he's that much of a pussy, he would just back out. Like, I feel he needs some real strong motivation. Like, either a reason to genuinely want to be in the Grail War in the first place, or a really big reason to not back out. And I feel like if he genuinely, in a fucked up way, cared for Sakura, I could see that as a real reason for him to not back out. But if it was just blackmail, I think he's enough of a pussy in that scenario where he would probably just back out because he wouldn't want to die. He'd be like, I'll take secrets getting out over me dying, would be, I think, the mindset in that universe. But yeah, that's my perspective. I guess it depends on how important his image is to him. I mean, maybe it is just that important, but interesting thought experiment as far as his priorities go. I know. I can't tell, but Ryder told me. What about it? Well, you know, shut up. Are you saying you aren't the one who did it either? I don't know. I don't think it's Lancer who did it either. I think it's like Castor. Are we saying there's another person at the school? Maybe it is just Lancer's master, but I doubt it because it's so strong, right? It seems like it's a servant's doing. Yeah, riding. Exactly. That's exactly what I think of when I see this version of Ryder. Sounds hot.
あれはお前じゃないのか。登坂は学校にいるマスターの仕業だと言っていたけど。
Isn't it your doing? Tosaka said it was the work of a master at our school, and that would be you.
ああ、あれは僕じゃないよ。確かにあの学園にはもう一人マスターがいるから、そいつの仕事じゃないの。
Of course, we can't take this at face value. Whoever did set it up would never tell the truth. No, it's not me. There's certainly another master at that school, so it must be him. Oh, is it freaky teacher, or are you gonna pin the blame on somebody else? Also, it is another him, which jives with Lancer said about the whole coward thing. Although I don't think it's Lancer's master. I think it's the actual caster. And based off Lancer's profile, we actually have this in our status. Oh shit, I'm looking at status. Based off Lancer's profile, magic, like his magic, where is it? Is C. I assume whoever set it up has like a B or an A. He doesn't have the best magic. Also, based on how he was acting in that scene from memory, it seemed out of character if he was the one who set it up. Anyways.
登坂は一人しかいないと言っていたぞ。
Tosaka said there was only one other. Well, Tosaka didn't even think there'd be any. So the fact there's at least one would surprise her. So I feel like she probably assumed there's not more than one because she didn't think there was any. But it turns out there's a bunch of strong masters at the school Tosaka didn't know about all along. That's gonna definitely be something of a lesson in humility for Tosaka, at least in theory. That yeah, you thought there was none, and turns out there was a bunch. You're not as tough shit as you thought you were, or the others are tougher shit than you expected them to be, or both.
遠坂を信用しすぎるのもなんだけどね。ま、それは別にしても、あいつは間違ってるよ。
You trust Tosaka too much. Well, putting that aside, Tosaka is wrong. I agree with you on the second point. I don't think there's a problem with trusting Tosaka. She seems very trustworthy. Less likely to stab me in the back. More honorable. Weird, but honorable. However, I do agree that I think she is overconfident in her own abilities. Despite being good, she's still overconfident and underestimates everyone else's abilities, including the other masters. Archer voice just continuously echo in Rin's head, repeating his most famous line. yeah. You underestimate the others. Don't underestimate the others.
遠坂が探っている気配は魔術回路ってやつなんだろ?
The presence she can feel is that magic circuit thing, right?
なら僕は彼女が感知できるマスターじゃない。だって元から魔術回路なんてないんだから。
Then I'm not a master she can perceive because I don't have a magic circuit to begin with. Uh-huh, but do you create one like Shiro does, or do you have like no magic whatsoever? You need some amount of magic. Also, isn't the whole reason why Sakura supposedly doesn't know about this is because magic is passed on from parent to child? So even if you don't have a full circuit, you should have the magic from your parents, in theory.
初めからさ、僕は普通のマスターたちのレーダーに映らない存在なんだよ。
From the beginning, we're people that go under the radar of the normal masters. Okay. I see, so even being a weakling has its advantages. But does that mean this other master at the school is also a weakling? How many weaklings are in this Grail War? What a rip-off of a Grail War. I want some strong people. Gosh, this war sucks. Presence of a Magus. The presence of the command spell. They are both things activated by magical energy. Then, if someone without magical energy becomes a master, the only way to identify them is to actually see them. Pro strats! Benefits of being a muggle. Let's go. No. Pro strats is be an android and naturally hide your power, but still have a lot of it. That's thinking with Dragon Balls. Tosaka's method of searching for people with magical energy would not only overlook Shinji as a master, but she wouldn't even notice him at all. You think she would have noticed something given that she was assumedly stalking Sakura to ensure that she wasn't properly magic. Wait, no, not stalking Sakura. She would have been stalking Shinji. That's right. She wouldn't have stalked Sakura. She would have stalked Sakura by proxy. I don't know if she knew which one was passed on, the talents. But if she knew it was Shinji, maybe she checked Sakura just to be safe. But she prioritized checking Shinji. And yet Shinji still evaded her notice. Probably because he's pretty good at the stealth. Because Shinji does not have the presence of a master that Tosaka is searching for. If that's the only way she searches, then yeah, it's limited for sure.
そうか。そうなると、今遠坂が感知しているマスターっていうのは他にいるんだろう。
I see, then there must be another master that Tosaka is sensing. Oh, is Tosaka sensing another master? Now you're confusing me. I thought she wasn't sensing a master at all and just assumed there had to be one based on the existence of the circle. If she is... Oh no, I think she did say that she started to sense a faint thing. That's right. Yeah, and my assumption is whoever's doing that is doing that on purpose. So they probably actually are very strong and are suppressing their powers. They originally were suppressing it so much Tosaka would never notice, but then they started suppressing it only a little so Tosaka would barely notice. The alternative is that they're an actual transfer student, in which case we need to look up the records of transfer students. Because if they're genuinely non-master like Shinji, they shouldn't get their powers out of nowhere just because they formed a contract or whatever. If they did, then Shinji should also give off a faint glow. So should go home and warn Tosaka about that. Shinji would not let you do that without agreeing to his idea of killing Tosaka, which you probably should. I'm saying you should lie for sure. I don't think you should actually do that, but I don't know. I still don't trust Shinji to let you out of here alive without agreeing to his proposal. And there's no reason to stay here anymore.
おい、エミヤ。協力の話はどうなんだよ。
Emiya, what about the cooperation thing? Shiro, please lie, please lie, please lie. Don't be honest and say you're not going to do it because just don't. You have no backup right now. You're in enemy base. You already walked into a shitty situation. Don't make it shittier. You're freaking lucky that he wants a cooperation at all and isn't just killing you outright.
それは断る。
Idiot.
遠坂を倒すなんて相談には乗らない。
I refuse. I won't participate in beating Tosaka or anything like that. Gosh dang. I mean, it seems like Shinji doesn't have much more of a reason to get Shiro to switch sides. So I do think this is Shinji's own dumb fault. But I also think that Shinji is very full of himself, but in a different way from Tosaka. In an even more unhealthy, unstable way. So maybe he just didn't consider... maybe he genuinely does think of Shiro as a friend. I didn't think about that. Maybe he's so fucked up that despite how he seems to act and how he seems to, from my perspective, to hate Shiro's guts, maybe he genuinely does look at Shiro as something of a friend. And so, in his fucked up perspective, Shiro actually would, at a heartbeat, jump to his side and, you know, not go to Tosaka's. Maybe. Maybe. That's a long shot, but...
第一、あいつは何もしていないだろう。
First of all, she hasn't done anything. Which is anything? You mean try to attack you in your sleep? If she did, you'd be dead.
あいつとはいずれ戦うことになるけど、今は信頼できるし、していたいんだ。
Eventually, I'll end up fighting her, but she can be trusted right now, and I want to trust her. Okay, this is the part where Shinji, if you're going to make any attempt to persuade at all, this is when you would do it. You could say something like, eventually you'll end up fighting her. She's way more experienced. Of course, you'll lose. Do you really want to waste this perfect opportunity to take her out now while you have the advantage? Say something like that at least, Shinji. Please. Please, for me. Do it for me.
何かあってからじゃ遅いと思うけどね。まあ、そういうならいい。僕も君と同じく様子を見るさ。
Okay, okay. That's half what I was saying. I think it'll be too late when something happens, but if you say so, fine, I'll wait and see. You'll wait and see? You're just gonna let me walk out of here? Seriously? I don't buy it. Why would you just let me walk out of here? Are you just letting me walk out of here? Are you playing some kind of long game? Do you think you can slowly whittle me down and convince me to join your side? Is it because of Saber? Do you know about Saber and you think she's the best master and you want to somehow steal her too? Because she's hot? Do you know that she's hot and you want to steal her and that's why you're playing the long game? So you can somehow, you know, incubus your way into Saber's life? Is that what's going on here? Are you is he really letting me walk out of here? Surprisingly, Shinji seems to have given up. Okay. This seems so odd. Something seems off. Something's off. Something's not adding up. He doesn't try to stop me from going home, and he doesn't try to make Ryder attack me. Oh, does Shiro himself realize how weird that is? If you realize how weird that is, you never should have come here in the first place. Why is Shinji doing this? Don't let this pass. Think about the reason. He's not stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's fucked up, but I think he's smart. Did he plant something on me? Like something that's gonna let him get to Tosaka even without me agreeing? He seems to have, supposedly from what he said, it took him, it was hard for him to take control of Ryder. Maybe the mask or the sign or whatever, like maybe he's going to put some kind of control over me. Like if he can control a servant, which is hard as balls, maybe he has some way of controlling me as well without my consent. Possibly? Maybe. Possibly. I guess that's roughly the ongoing thought. I also had a thought that he was somehow spying on me through Sakura. So maybe he's put something on me so he could spy on Tosaka through me? Honesty is... I don't think that Shiro... I don't think Shinji... Okay. I don't know... The way Shinji has acted so far in this whole game... first of all, if he thought Shiro was honest... I don't think Shinji is open-minded enough to even really care about honesty or dishonesty. If Shiro's being honest, that might even, like, piss off Shinji more for choosing to side with Tosaka over him. But it's complicated. Because, look, what does it matter if he thinks Shiro's being honest? If he thinks Shiro is... Why wouldn't he just kill Shiro? There's got to be some reason for letting him live. Because he's an easy takeout. Especially now while he's separated from Rin. If he just lets him go home to Rin and Saber, it's harder to take him out while he's still working with Tosaka. He's got to have a long-term angle. Like him, like... anyways, there's got to be some plan here, unless Shinji's just being a dingus. But I don't think so. He's a really difficult person. He acts like this, but he seems to try to be fair in his own way.
なあ、シンジ。しつこいようだけど、さくらはお前のことを知ってるのか？
Shinji, I might be persistent, but does Sakura know about you?
知らないし教えてやるつもりもない。マトウの跡取りは僕だからね。さくらには何も知らないまま僕の妹でいさせてやるさ。
She doesn't, and I have no intention of telling her. I am the successor of the Mato family. Pay attention to me! I'll let her be my sister and not know anything. One fucked up way, he actually is treating Shiro like a friend. That would be fucked up, because Shiro thinks of him as a friend, Shinji thinks of Shiro as a friend. It seems like they should really hate each other. That'd be the most beautiful friendship, really. He thinks Shiro can be underestimated due to them being friends and believing he is a lightweight. What's the point in underestimate, like... It might be... Okay, what's the point in underestimating him? Like, that's like Infinite leaving, you know, Sonic alive out of nowhere just because you're too weak to finish off. It doesn't matter. Unless it's in character for you to not do that, you should still finish off Sonic in the cutscene. Sorry, Sonic Forces. Spoilers. Freaking Sonic Forces. Like, it's one thing if it's in character to not want to finish off weaklings because, or not wanting to fight weaklings, but Shinji's not the kind of person, I don't think from what I understand so far, that doesn't want to deal with weaklings. He does not seem honorable in that sense. He doesn't seem at all like he only wants to fight strong people, or he doesn't want to have an easy kill. I think he would love to take the easy kills. And so when given the opportunity to take an easy kill, I think the only reason someone like this would not take an easy kill is because there's a motive, and there's a reason, and there's a benefit in his mind for Shiro continuing on. And it's not... It could be that he genuinely, in a fucked up way, thinks of Shiro as a friend. That I could see, but I don't think underestimating Shiro has anything to do with it. Shinji was overestimating Shiro this whole time, though, thinking he's actually somewhat good at magic and having Saber right next to him. Yeah, and that's incorrect, because he doesn't have Saber right next to him. It's possible that he still thinks that Saber is right next to him, and that's why he's letting him walk away, because maybe he's afraid of Saber. Maybe his cowardice is making it so he doesn't want to mess with Shiro, but this seems too simple. Like, he's now let, that's the thing, he's now let Shiro know about Shinji, and know about Hit Rider, and know about that whole deal. What if Shiro now goes to Tosaka and tells her about that? That's giving free information to someone that, you know, Shinji in theory would not want having that information. Which either means he's playing some really big long con that involves something like planting a thing on Shiro to mind control him, or he's doing a weird Batman gambit where he needs Tosaka to know as all part of his master plan, because otherwise I don't see him just letting Shiro walk out of here. But anyways, I don't think he would have, or at the very least, I don't think he would have set up, even if he thought of Shiro as a fucked up kind of friend, I don't think he would have brought him into this situation and then not freaked the fuck out when Shiro refused to help. And that way, he might overestimate. Yeah. So this seems off. This seems very off. I feel Shinji is planning something and isn't just letting Shiro walk away out of the goodness of his heart, cause they're friends. I'll let her be my sister and not know anything.
助かる。さくらにはあのままでいてほしい。
That'll help. I want Sakura to stay like that. Ugh. If this was a one-story narrative without multiple pathways, I might actually guess that Sakura ends up dying a tragic death. I could still see that happening in at least one of the pathways. I say that because it feels so perfect. Like, Shiro's good, you know, partner at the house, Shiro's good friend, Tosaka's friend, Shinji's sister, and she seems to know nothing about any of it. It feels like it's the perfect lead up to Sakura dying a tragic death and them all getting sad about it in their own weird ways. And then them all blaming each other Like Shiro being like, Shinji, this is your fault for being a terrible brother. And then Shinji, because he in his own fucked up way, like Sakura goes, no, it's your fault because she's always going to see you, you fuckface. And then they fight, and it's beautiful. But the reason I'm less, I think that's less likely is because assuming this is a visual novel with like branching pathways, that may happen in one pathway, but I doubt it would happen in like the true straight pathway because there's probably at least one pathway that ends with us banging Sakura if, you know, waifu pathways are a thing. Laughing.
そうか。そこまでさくらの心配をされちゃ、兄貴として礼をしないとね。よし。一ついいことを教えてやるよ。
I see. If you're worried about Sakura that much, I should thank you as her brother. Alright then, I'll tell you something good, Emiya. What you gonna tell me? Is this your endgame? Is this your plan? Oh yeah, unless the Sakura pathway is the tragic end, where you get with her and then she dies? Ooh, that would really hammer it home.
誰だかは知らないけど、マスターの一人は寺に巣を張ってるよ。
I don't know who it is, but one of the masters is nesting at the temple. Nesting at the temple, as in the temple where Issei lives? You mean that temple? Ryudo Temple? Ryudo Issei Temple? That would be too easy if it was Issei. Just, oh, it's at the temple, and then it's Issei. Unless this is a trap? Ooh, maybe this is your game. Maybe you want me to go tell Tosaka that there's a master at the temple, and then you send, and then you, because you're, maybe your first approach was to send me to kill Tosaka, and failing that, send me to send misinformation to Tosaka, so that she goes to, like, this place that's going to trap her, because you really want to take out Tosaka. Is that your game? Is this your trap? One of the masters is nesting at the temple.
寺って、まさか竜道寺にか。
You mean Ryudo Temple? Ryudo Issei? Triggered!
ああ、僕のサーバントが言うには、山には魔女が潜んでいるそうだ。大規模に魂を集めているそうだから、早めに叩かないと厄介らしい。
A witch? You mean like Caster? You mean like I think your servant is actually Caster? Yeah, as my servant puts it, there's a witch up there. She's supposedly collecting souls on a large scale. You mean, do you think that's the one who set up the blood seal at the school? Because that would be collecting souls. So it'll be a problem if we don't do something about it fast. I wonder if that's being genuine. Secret final boss mastermind Shinji. That'd be the great anime ending where Sakura dies and we have a big rivalry battle, but then it either ends in a really dark, terrible, like, blah, or we become friends after the bromance and fight the real villain who caused Sakura to get caught up in our unfortunate schemes. And it's a really hard fought bromance, despite the fact that we both loved Sakura. And it's a bittersweet ending because Sakura's dead, but they become friends. New theory, Shinji may be keeping Shiro alive because he'd rather have an alive ally with Saber help him kill the bigger threats. Also, Saber is hot, and he doesn't want to take Saber out too quickly. He's a big fan of the waifus. I mean, Tosaka's just kept giving him the cold shoulder, so fuck her. But, you know, Saber I don't think has a chance to give him the cold shoulder yet, right? So, as my servant puts it, there's a witch up there. Supposedly collecting souls. So, you're saying it's Caster, but like, okay, now this puts a wrench into my thoughts. Because if this is a trap for Rin, why would you tell her it's Caster if I genuinely think you have the servant Caster? Because if I genuinely think you have the servant Caster, then you would never tell Rin that the Caster is doing a thing if it's actually going to be Caster. So maybe instead you're telling, okay, maybe no, if that was the case, maybe you're trying to be the chess master. Like, because you're not very good, and you don't think you're very good in a fight, you're trying to manipulate others to fight each other. Like, maybe you did notice some other master doing a thing at the temple, and instead of going to fight them yourselves, you're doing the cowardly thing, and trying to get someone else. First, you tried to get me to fight Rin. Okay, maybe that is your goal. First, you tried to get me to fight Rin, now you're trying to get me and Rin to fight whoever is at the temple doing their shit, and you're gonna stay out of it like a coward. Okay, that seems in character for Shinji. And maybe you're banking on Shiro's shittiness that you can take him out when you want to because you think he's weak enough. And you're also sort of banking him as a trustworthy friend to an extent that he won't rat on you to Tosaka. That's, I think, a big if. That could be his play, though. He might be trying to be the chess master like that, try to get everyone to fight each other. That's not a bad idea, actually. Just killing Shiro out of nowhere here wouldn't solve much. I mean, it would. Saber is a tough threat, but there's going to be a bunch more threats to get through. So, getting them to pit against each other is not a bad idea at all. Especially if he genuinely is not a real mage, which I'm not sure how much I trust that, but if that's true, that's all the more reason for him to pull a play like this. What? If that's true, that's the 5th one! Math. 2 is Rin, 3 is Ilya, 4 is Shinji, 5th is whoever controls Lancer. I'd argue it's the 6th one, especially because someone setting up a big soul network is probably Caster, and that's probably the 6th one, sort of, if you count it that way, but whatever. And if that one is collecting souls on a large scale, there's a high probability that it's the cause of the story on the morning's news. Possibly.
話はそれだけだよ。
That's all.
それじゃあライダー、送ってやってよ。いいかい？エミヤは味方だから、傷つけるんじゃないぞ。
Well, Ryder, see him off. Emiya's on our side, so don't hurt him. Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. Are you playing the chess master game? Is that your goal? That, I think, would start to explain all of your actions. Maybe. I suppose. It would also explain why you didn't try too hard to get me to fight against Rin. You don't want to pull on my strings too much, turn me into an enemy of you. Because if you try to give a real reason to fight Rin, and I don't buy it, then that would look very bad on you. It's much easier to not pull too hard, and if he says no, then to alert him to someone else. Okay, it's multiple outcome wins. So again, it's like a Batman gambit. Isn't that what the trope is? Where you try multiple things, and as long as one of them sticks, it's okay, because they're all winning scenarios for you? Okay. Are you gonna speak? First time actually seeing a little sprite of her in model. So ordered by Shinji, Ryder approaches me. Are you gonna speak? I mean, you're hot, but are you gonna talk? Are you fully subjugated? Your purple hair. Are you Sakura from the future, just like how Archer is Shiro from the future? Every servant is one of the characters in this game from the future. Lancer is Shinji from the future. Everyone. All of them. Saber, we haven't met any blonde-haired characters that might fit the bill yet in this game. Maybe Saber's the one exception because she's also from Fate Zero. Maybe. We'll see. So far, we're 3 for 3, though. Who else? Berserker. Well, Berserker is, Caster's gonna be future Rin? Sure, I could see that. And then, Berserker Heracles, though. Okay, Berserker's gonna be some big whoever the one adult in this fucking Grail War is that isn't a kid. Like the teacher is gonna end up being Berserker. Anyways, that's...
遠慮するなって。家を出るまでは僕の責任なんだから。怪我をされたら困る。
Don't be so reserved. You're my responsibility until you leave the house, so it'll be troublesome if you got hurt. Wouldn't Caster know, or I keep calling her Caster, wouldn't Ryder know? I mean, yeah, I said Ryder might be Sakura from the future. I already brought that up, you're retreading old ground. Wouldn't Ryder... Saber is Neko-chan! Oh, shit! You're just trying to pull on my Neko-chan heartstrings to get me to like your best waifu. That's what you're doing, I see what you're doing, Hanyu. And I respect it. What was I saying? Yeah, Ryder, no, not, yeah, Ryder. If Ryder is, shoot, what was I going to say? Because spirits are able to sense other spirits, right? Servants are able to sense other servants, so I think Ryder would know that Saber is not actually here, or would assume it, and if she's Caster, she'd definitely know, because she'd have high senses. Now, it's seeming more and more like this is actually Ryder. However, she's still a servant, and servants should be able to sense other servants. Therefore, Ryder should know Saber's not here, and that he's easy prey. Maybe that's further thinking for Shiro to think that because he's easy prey, it'll be easy to lure him into a situation like this again in the future? Maybe.
ああ、ライダー。送るのは玄関まででいいからな。外にさえ出てくれたら、僕とは無関係だから。それまでは丁重に。Oh, Ryder, you only have to see him to the front door. He has nothing to do with me once he exits, so treat him well until then. Oh, once he exits? What, then you can kill him? That'd be a little silly.
Oh, maybe you don't want to kill him in your house because you like your house too much, or you don't want to get any evidence. You don't want Sakura to see any evidence of it. Are you just going to have me killed? I think it'd be a little silly to do that at this point, especially after telling me to alert Rin about the thing. It'd be weird to do that and then turn around and do this. Kill me now, I mean. But probably you don't want Ryder seen outside of the house, in case other masters are around, etc., etc., etc. Ryder said to Shinji, and Shinji said to us that Ryder can't see anything, but no one is dumb enough to not have their servant next to him, lol. Oh, yeah, Ryder can't see anything. I feel like it's more sensing with spirits, but sure. Would be funny if Ryder actually hates Shinji, is helping Shiro by not alerting Shinji. Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryder doesn't like Shinji, but I feel like Shinji has subjugated Ryder, so I don't think her saying the matter really matters. But besides, though, she would want to win the Grail. Granted, she may want a new master. Maybe she wants me as her new master. I'll take it, you're hot. Based off aesthetics alone, I prefer you over Saber. I mean, what? I know I'm judging a book by its cover, but yeah. It's okay to judge them by your covers, right? Every now and then. I mean, obviously I will also judge them by their content, but what's so wrong about, comparing books by their covers? I think that's fine, as long as you make it clear that you still will actually read the book and check. Shinji retreats into the back room. Ellipses. I look silently at Ryder. Yeah, she looks fine. That's a nice design. I like that a lot. Aesthetically. And she's got a nice rack. Oof. Oops, I triggered Idanyu. Oh, yeah, she looks nice. Based on aesthetics alone, best girl. Definitely. I like a lot of Rin's expressions, but just as a general design, I like this one the most, I think. It looks... the getup looks really cool in general, but, more than just the getup. Aesthetically, I think she is best girl so far. Rin is best with facial expressions, whereas this seems to be the reverse of that, where she doesn't seem to have much facial expressions at all, especially because of the mask hiding her face. Ryder, covered in black clothes, doesn't say anything. Surprisingly, looking at her closely, I notice that she has clean features. Ooh, you look at her closer, do you? Ooh, yes, close look, at a close look. Yummy. The long purple hair reaching to the ground only reminds me of the smell of blood. At the same time, I understand it's really beautiful. Of course, there's him saying he has to get a boner about every female to some degree. I dig it. She's wearing this outfit, so it's embarrassing to directly stare at her. But can she even look? Can she even stare back? But can't it be that her outfit doesn't match her face? I mean, can you tell? It's kind of hard to tell a face. When it comes to anime characters, their eyes are like half of what their face is, right? Put it into a phrase, she's a shrine maiden covered in blood. Neat. A contradictory appearance of one who is both holy and evil is this servant called Ryder. Maybe that plays into her past. Maybe she's actually an assassin, and she was a holy person, but she was like a holy assassin. She worked for the church to do assassinations. Because I still don't think this is fucking Ryder. This looks nothing like a goddamn Ryder. Assassin or caster. This is not a Ryder. She's not look like a Ryder. Her clothes aren't made for a Ryder. Her boob size doesn't work for a... What? What is the boob size? Her hair is bad for a Ryder's hair.
Toyuka.
But... Toyuka? You're supposed to say Demo or Shikashi. Hold on. Toyuka. I gotta do some Googling. I have to know what words mean. Toyuka. No, gosh dang it. Japanese to English. Toyuka. No, don't whatever. Interesting insight from Shiro. Check the status. No, I refuse. But I refuse JoJo's reference. Are all heroic spirits beautiful? You haven't said this about frickin' Lancer or Archer. Are all female heroic spirits beautiful? Are all female characters in this game beautiful? Yes, so far I'd say so. Some of the males, I think the attractiveness can be argued. They're all, like, yeah, there's a shonen males. Sure. But... I think so, while looking up at Ryder's face out of curiosity. Hey, Ryder's tall for a girl! I mean, I guess if she's a Ryder, tall would make sense for her. to be fair. How tall? Like 7 feet? Whereas Saber's kind of short, supposedly. So, it's like the reverse. Ryder must be at least 170 centimeters tall. I'm not good at distance and measurements, so I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it. Well, I'm not denying that, you know, some of the males are pretty Bishonen and Bishojo, but this game clearly has the male gaze in mind, not as much the female gaze. This is no time to calmly observe Ryder. No, I can do that later in my fantasies. Oh my gosh. It's a problem to be alone with Ryder, so I should get out of this place quickly. Unless you want to make a contract with her. Hey Ryder, do you like Shinji much as a master? Are you going to say anything? Being quiet like that makes you sound more like an assassin. Ah! Ryder's canonically super attractive. I mean, what does that even mean? Like, you are how you look. I guess when you're drawing the character, you can draw them with the intention of them looking hot. But, like, who is the hottest is all based on, you know, perspective of people. And if the audience say otherwise, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to see what her eyes look like to get a true judge of if she is the most attractive. Okay, am I outside now? Ryder really follows me out to the entrance. But does she follow you outside? Because Shinji said not to follow you outside. I wonder. She doesn't feel alive, but she might answer me if I talk to her. I think she's being subjugated, and maybe one of the plot lines will be about freeing her from Shinji's douchebag rule. And then maybe I get to switch servants, and I get her as the best servant. Yes, I'll take Ryder. And then Rin can have Saber. It's all fine. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, holy shoot. Do we ride? Do we ride her? So do we ride her or do we not ride her? Are we gonna ride Ryder? I would love to ride Ryder. She seems fine. But like, we don't have a personality yet. I'm just doing surface level at the moment. She doesn't feel alive, but she might answer me if I talk to her. My penis is telling me one thing, and my brain is telling me another. Keep away from dangerous things. Honestly, I don't think Shiro should have even come here in the first place. And Shinji doesn't see me wanting to talk to Ryder, but I fucking hate Shinji's guts. And I wouldn't mind getting some insight into Shiro's mind. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm Shiro, I have no brain. You're right, you know what? If I'm genuinely role-playing, I should probably talk to Ryder. I mean, my penis wants to talk to Ryder, and my brain wants to stay away. But, like, Shiro would just talk with his penis anyways. So, let's roleplay. Genuinely, though, the smart decision, I feel, is keeping away. But I gotta go for the harem route, right? The harem route, where I get with every lady, and that involves talking to Ryder. Really, though, I want to know what Shinji is planning. What's his end game here? Maybe I can get a better insight into how he operates if I can learn something about Ryder. See if she responds at all when I say something to her. Yeah, let's try. As long as we don't poke too deep, I don't think trying is the worst thing in the world. But also, I'm thinking with my penis because she's hot.
Ryder, さっきのシンジの話は本当なのか?
Ryder, was it true what Shinji said earlier? I call out to her, not expecting a response. Does she respond? Dash. So far, she doesn't. There's no change in Ryder. Her hair flutters in the wind.
だよな。悪かった。敵同士なのにつまんないこと聞いちまって。
Right. Sorry for asking stupid questions when we're enemies. Her hair is more pink now that I look at it again. I was thinking her hair was purple. It kind of is, but it's definitely on the lighter shade of purple and pink. I really like the aesthetic with the pinkish purple hair and then the pinkish purple on her, you know, she's got the all black, but then she's got the pink purple bracelets, but then the lighter shade of purple in the hair. Sakura's purple hair is a little darker shade, so it puts a little bit of a hole in the, you know, Ryder's future Sakura theory. However, the breast size matches. She has big breasts, and apparently Sakura has rather big breasts from what we've seen. Rin has even made fun of Sakura for her big breasts. It all works out. I raise my hand to thank her and exit. Oh, are you going to shake her hand? Go for a grope. She might not mind. That might snap her out of it. That might get her to kill you. Then...
嘘ではありません。あの山に魔女が住んでいるのは真実です。
Ooh, she speaks. The woman speaks. It was not a lie. It is true that a witch is up on the mountain. Interesting. You actually spoke. You have your own agency. Were you not subjugated? Maybe you were subjugated to some extent. Like maybe the thing on your forehead, or maybe the mask on your eyes. Maybe does subjugate you to some extent, but it's not perfect. You do have some of your own sensibilities. Are you going to try to act out? Do you not like Shinji very much? The fact that you're saying it was not a lie implies that Shinji regularly lies. I don't think he was lying about that, to be honest. I do think that there is an enemy on the at the temple, and that Shinji wants me and Rin to fight them so we can knock each other out to make the whole thing easier for Shinji. Like, going out of your way to say it wasn't a lie. Like, you... up until now, you have not... Let's think about this from Ryder's perspective. Up until now, she's not said a damn thing. And then she suddenly decides to break all that to speak, and this is the line she says. It was not a lie. It's the truth. She goes out of her way just to clarify that it's not a lie. Well, everybody seems to have a different best girl, but at least aesthetically, I will agree she is my favorite aesthetically pleasing design, but we'll see about the personality. I don't think she sees eye to eye with Shinji entirely. I don't think there is an option where she does entirely see eye to eye with Shinji and goes along with everything, but I think it's more likely she's been... If she was subjugated, though, I think she would be more open about telling... Unless she's been subjugated... That'd be weird, because she's a servant. I was going to say, unless she's been subjugated the same way Sakura has. She is Sakura from the future! Because, like, I do think Sakura's been somewhat subjugated by Shinji to, like, you know, always look up to him and not badmouth him ever. And if she's also been that way with Shinji, and this is a momentary lapse of, you know, getting away from Shinji's control, it feels like that's harder to justify if she's a servant and super powerful. But, Ryder? Ryder!
挑むのならば気をつけなさい。あの魔女は男性というものを知り尽くしていますから。
Be careful if you were to challenge her. That witch knows men inside and out. That witch? So another female servant. Score! Another waifu option. But, maybe you're going along with Shinji. This might just be you enforcing what Shinji's saying. Maybe you are subjugated and just being an extension of him. I suppose that's not impossible. If Shinji's even, you know, next level chess. But I feel like this is you speaking out to some extent. I'm not sure. I'll have to do more thinking on Ryder and this whole situation with Shinji. Ryder talks without interest. Without interest? Seems like she's interested. The fact she's talking at all, to me, implies interest. I noticed myself getting drawn in by her voice and quickly shake my head. I don't think anything special about her Seiyu. Maybe she's someone, maybe she's well-known, a well-known Seiyu. I don't know. Seems fine. Thanks for the warning. But what's the point? Shinji already said as much. Maybe you don't... That's what I come back to. You don't think of Shinji as trustworthy, and you're trying to affirm that, but... Well, no, you're not affirming that. You're saying in this instance he is trustworthy. Unless this is building up to something bigger down the line where you genuinely go against Shinji. That, or you're just fully working for Shinji and you're being an extension of Shinji, and just easing Shiro's comfort, easing his fears by having her say the same thing that Shinji said, but with another mouthpiece.
それとシンジのことをよろしく頼む。あいつはああいうやつだからさ。
Please take care of Shinji. He's my best friend in the whole world who I love to death, even though I beat him really badly when we were younger. He's always like that, so please protect him. I'm taken aback, but I managed to reply. That must have sounded funny.
人がいいのですね、あなたは。シンジが懐柔しようというのもわかります。
You must be a good person. I understand why Shinji's trying to have you on his side. I'm starting to think thoughts. I'm starting to think thoughts that I haven't really considered in a while. Maybe Shinji's not that bad. I've been on the whole Shinji kinda sucks balls mindset for a long time. And I feel like to some extent, I think if he's a good person, then he's fucked up. If he's a bad person, he may not be fucked up. I still think he's fucked up, but if he's a good person, he's undeniably fucked up based on his relationship with Sakura. However, it's possible he's a very challenged individual. Like, he's got serious mental issues and emotional issues, but he's trying to do the right thing in some way, shape, or form. Because the idea that she's saying this, she's going away, but you must be a good person, as if Shinji being a good person would want another good person on his side. This could, again, all be part of Shinji's mind games, from an in-universe perspective, but from an out-of-universe narrative progress perspective, this feels like the narrative hinting that Shinji isn't actually that bad, or he's got layers. Therefore, I think I'm going to start humoring the notion, going forward, that he may not be the biggest D-bag in the universe. I still think he's kind of a D-bag, but I am going to humor the notion that it is possible that he's not the biggest D-bag. Maybe. I'm really trying to go into his mind and think about what it's like in the universe where he's a goodish person, but also fucked up in all the ways we've seen so far, related to Sakura. He would definitely have to be a complicated individual. The hero of his own story, indeed. Okay. He can be fucked up, but he may not be actually evil fucked up. Ryder smiles a bit and returns to the house after saying so. If Shinji's more of a good person, I descend the hill and return to the intersection. Is this when I get attacked while walking home? Rin's probably gonna grill me on where the fuck I was, but how much will I tell her? If Shinji, maybe he let me go because he actually does think of me as a friend to some extent, and just has trouble communicating with people, I suppose. In the world where Shinji's not that bad, if he's not that bad, then how smart is he? I feel like him being bad makes him smarter. But I mean, that's generally true. The colder of a person you are. That's not always true. You can be a good person who's smart. But, like, the more willing you are to be cold and calculating, the more potential there is for practicality in wars like this that overrules emotions such as, oh, being a good person in this situation. Like, for example, letting Shiro live and not just killing him. If you didn't care at all about if you didn't care about all about emotions and just practicality, killing him, if that was the smarter option, you just kill him. However, if emotions were on the table and you genuinely view him as a friend to some extent, then, letting him walk away is a real conflict you have to think about, even if killing him is the more practical option. Now, whether or not killing him is the more practical option is up for debate in general. But if killing him is not the more practical option, the only reason not to kill him would be because of the whole emotional connection, which Shinji may have. I'm thinking about this from his perspective in the universe where he's not that bad. His whole situation with Sakura is definitely complicated. Thrust into the war against his will? What's his wish? Maybe his wish is for Sakura in some way. Maybe the reason why no one's attacking Shiro because everyone assumes Saber is right next to him. But their servants would be able to tell them that they're not, because servants can sense other servants. It's a load of shit. I'm going to be keeping a thinker out for Shinji's direction from now on, and I'm going to be paying careful attention to what he does. I think my two mindsets is that he's he's trying to play the chess master. That doesn't necessarily make him a good or bad person. He may be complicated. He might not be completely bad, but when I get the Grail War, I want to wish how to not be a bad person anymore. But wait, why would a bad person ever wish for that? I'm complicated, man. I beat my sister, but I love my sister. Fix me. Maybe. I ascend the hill and return to the intersection. If I head up to the residential district on the other side, I'll be heading home, but...
竜道寺にマスターがいるか。
There's a master at Ryudo Temple, huh? Don't go alone. You're not going to be that stupid, are you? You definitely have to go to Rin and tell her about this before even thinking about going to Ryudo Temple. He went too hard on the... He was... An hour's walk to the mountain. Taking the mountainside road, one can reach the mountain gate that leads to Ryudo Temple. The Ryudo Temple's a large temple up on the mountain, as big as our school. Its cemetery is large, but more than that, it's a small world made up of 50 practicing monks. Interesting. A small world? And one of them is Issei, right? The people of the town are helped by the people of Ryudo Temple. They also honor it as a sacred place that is not to be visited lightly.
そういえば、ここ最近竜道寺には行ってないな。
It's not to be visited lightly. That might make a good place for a hiding spot. Come to think of it, I haven't been to Ryudo Temple recently. Yeah, and don't go now that you've... Well, I guess you could casually go saying you want to hang out with Issei, but that's kind of sketchy. Very sketchy. You probably should get Rin or something to come with you. Ever since I went there last summer to stay there as mental training. The mental training? Feels like you gotta do some more of that mental training. You're fucking stupid! The temple's life gets really hard during the winter, so I was thinking about returning there during the winter.
午後の授業をボイコットした男がこんなところで何をしている?
Oh, hey, Issei. Is this when the script gets flipped? We just saw Shinji and he was being kind of a nice guy. And now we're going to see Issei. Now is he going to be a dick after being somewhat of a nice guy up till now? Huh? What's someone who boycotted afternoon classes doing here? Speaking of the devil or whatever, I run to Ryudo Temple successor, Ryudo Issei.
よ、学校もう終わったのか?
Is school over already?
終わったとも。生徒会でやることもないので帰ってきたのだが、何かあったのか? 見たところお山を眺めていたようだが。
Of course it's over. I'm heading home since I don't have anything to do for the student council. Is something wrong? You seem to be staring at the mountain. I mean, no. I was half expecting him to go, oh, you're staring at the mountain. That means you figured it out. You're also a master. You know, pull the Shinji card. He means willpower, not intellect. Okay, I've been putting this off for a while. Fine. What's new in status? How has it been updated? Has it been updated with Rider? BS, I don't believe you're Rider. Gosh. Mato Shinji. Sex, female. Sex? Oh, I'd love to. Height, 172 centimeters. How tall is Saber? Oh, that's not too tall. I was thinking she was something of a giant of a person. Oh, yeah, she's tall. She's shorter than the guys. Oops. I keep going back to her as if she's Caster. That's where my mind is, that she's Caster. She's not that tall. Archer and Lancer, I was thinking like Shiro. Oh, she's tall for a girl. I guess. I was thinking he was saying that she's just tall in general. Like, I was thinking she'd be taller than Lancer and Archer. Chaotic good. That's all based on your assumption, I would assume. You wouldn't know. You haven't seen her frickin' details. Ooh, she looks nice. Skills, noble. You have no idea of any of that. You're just guessing she's chaotic good, I would assume. But that's interesting, because even Archer is just neutral, and Lancer is neutral. Saber's good, lawful good. Ryder's apparently chaotic good. Okay, let's think about that. So they're saying she's good based on her interaction with Shinji. Maybe that's based on his POV. Assuming she's genuinely good and chaotic. How many other people that are chaotic? We've only seen Berserker, who is chaotic insane. Archer's neutral, Lancer's lawful, Saber's lawful. Chaotic seems like the kind of person that wouldn't really... The chaotic, based on how I understand alignments, is that if I understand them from D&D, I don't know if it's, a straight one-to-one, is that lawful will someone they believe that the law is in place for a reason. They believe in the laws, even when they're forced to do something they don't like. If the law says that's what they have to do, they believe, no, this system is like this for a reason, I'll do it. A lawful good person will be like that, but they won't like it when they have to do. A lawful good person, they may stop themselves from doing something super bad, but depending on how lawful versus how good they are. Whereas a lawful bad person would usher in taking advantage of the system. They would be like, oh, that's right, by the way, I have diplomatic immunity, bitch. Blame the law. That's a lawful evil person. And then there's chaotic. Whereas chaotic people, they say, fuck the law. Laws are made to be broken. I'll do what I want. I do what I think is right. A chaotic good person, they think that if a law conflicts with what they think is right, they ignore the law and do what they think is right. A chaotic evil person chaotic evil people tend to like to mess with the law. They tend to go out of their way to mess with it. They think society in general is fucked up and like to screw. They like to throw tides into it. So chaotic good would be someone that's willing to break the laws if they think it's, beneficial to them, or if they think it's the right thing. Chaotic good person chaotic neutral person would probably do things beneficial to them against the laws. Chaotic good person would do things beneficial to people in general against the laws. So chaotic good person, that implies that she genuinely believes that Shinji is a worthy master. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't follow him, because fuck the laws. She tried to switch masters if she doesn't like her master, assuming she's actually genuinely chaotic. And if she's good and she thinks Shinji's a dickbag, she wouldn't serve Shinji. If she's chaotic good, and I'm to believe that alignment, she would probably try her best to switch alignments, to switch masters to someone she genuinely thinks is good, as opposed to staying with someone that's a shithead. However, that's making a lot of assumptions, I guess. It's possible that she's also thinks that Shinji isn't that bad. Like, yeah, he's kind of fucked up, but she wants to try to help find the good in Shinji. That's another part of the chaotic side, I suppose. I could also see that. Like, if you're chaotic, maybe she sees Shinji as somewhat similar to her to some extent. Strength is 3, endurance is 1, agility is 4, so she's fast. That seems like an assassin thing. Magic is 4. I think that seems like a caster thing. Luck is 2. Noble Phantasm is A+. Ooh, boy, who else? Archer. Oh, I assume that Archer has an A+, Noble Phantasm based on his stats. Lancer's a B. Saber is only a C. Berserker's an A. So Ryder's got a dope-ass Noble Phantasm. Magical Resistance B. Nullifies all magic that requires less than 3 verses. Okay, well, let's compare this. He's got D. Lancer has C. Saber has Magical Resistance A. Oh, so A, C, and D. Hold on. Why does Ryder have Magical Resistance? This is bullshit. Are you sure she's not secretly caster? Are you sure? Because it's supposed to be that only Sabers... I thought it was just Sabers, Lancers, and Archers that got Magical Resistance. Or is that just typical? Because I thought if they aren't Saber, Rider, or Archer, they don't get Magical Resistance. They get other shit. But no, she gets Magical Resistance. So whatever. Seems like a lot of tits. Speaking of load of tits. Ryder's got some tits. Nice. She's got some nice tits. Nullifies all magic that requires less than 3 verses. It's difficult to hurt her even using great magic or ritual magic. Cancels any magic A rank or below. Nullifies all magic that requires less than 2 verses. Cannot block large-scale magic such as great magic and ritual magic. Nullifies single action magic. Magic resistance equivalent to a warding amulet. Lawful neutral follows the letter and spirit. Yeah. Chaotic good is people who will be evil due BTO circumstances but not inherently evil. That's not what I think of as chaotic good. At least, I don't think it works that way in D&D. They'll fuck order. Yeah. Applying it to Fate or anime in general. Fate is star, 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 star. Sounds about right. I'll take your word for it. Fate's Riders definitely stars. Yeah, chaotic good is someone who will fuck the law if they think it's for the good of society. Chaotic neutral is someone who I think fucks the law in general because they don't believe in law and they think law is stupid. Chaotic evil is someone who fucks the law for their own benefit, generally speaking. Lawful evil takes advantage of the law for their own benefit. Lawful good follows the law even if they don't agree with it, they'll begrudgingly follow it because they believe in the law in general as a concept. Whereas lawful neutral, they'll never really think that something against the law is bad. They'll never really bother with that because it's the law. It has to be good. Law is good in that sense. Oh, you made it. I'm probably going to stop soon. This is going to be a short stream. But hi, you made it for some stats. I am the law. Anyways. Right, and then Rider has A+ riding. Ability to ride things. Can ride even demon holy creatures if they are beasts. This, however, does not include dragons. Can't play dragons? She's got an A+, but still can't ride dragons? It's bullshit. Saber only has riding B. She can ride most vehicles with above average skill. She cannot ride those of demonic beast and holy beast. Interesting. Okay, so I want to add up her stats and see how balanced everything is. If for memory serves, yeah. So Berserker has a stat roundup of 30, right? Because 5 in each category, 6 groups, that's 30. And then I believe, Saber gets like, 20, 21 or something like that? How does it work? 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, 14, 18, right, 21. It's about 20. Okay, yeah, the average is 20. So she's got 21. Whereas Lancer has 20 if memory serves. 4, 7, 12, 15, 16, 20. Yeah, Lancer has 20. Assuming Archer also has 20, he would need an A+ Noble Phantasm. Hello, Villain Behind Glasses. Yeah, so 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 1 is, what was that? I miscounted. 5, 8, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 is pretty low. Even with an A+, he still only gets a 19 with his Noble Phantasm. I feel like an A+ Noble Phantasm is required. His stats seem kind of shit. Freaking when he was summoned. Of course I must be the best servant. I was summoned by you, after all. And then he's the worst servant. What's Ryder's stat total? 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 6 is 20. Yeah, she's got the 20 stat total. Maybe Archer will have an S. Is S a thing? Maybe S or A++. Maybe he gets an S Noble Phantasm. Right, I keep forgetting. I keep thinking she's Caster. And I keep clicking on Caster expecting to get her, and then I remember, right, oh no, she's Rider. She does not look like Rider. I don't believe it. I want proof that she's a Rider. Until I see her goddamn mount, I won't believe it. At least in Fate Zero, the Rider came with a mount. So, oh yeah, she's Ass Plus. I agree with that. Yeah, and because at least in Fate Zero, the Rider came with a mount. So I'm assuming this Rider has some kind of mount, but we have not seen it yet. And until I see it, I'm gonna believe it's a load of baloney. Even the book is lying to me. Freaking lying book. Her ass is A++. Well, her boobs are pretty A++, and they do say the boobs, they as a man of culture who's watched Prison School, we all know the boobs are merely mimicking the ass. And therefore, if her boobs are great, her ass must be greater. Weapon? Has anything changed? Nope, still just this. Alright. Of course it's over. I'm heading home since I don't have anything to do for the student council. But is something wrong? You seem to be staring at the mountain.
別に何かあったわけじゃない。なんとなく家に帰りたくなっただけだ。
No, there wasn't anything wrong. I just felt like going home.
なんとなくで授業を休まれては教師は商売上がったりだ。で、なぜお山なんぞを拝んでおったのかと聞いているのだが。
Teachers would be out of business if people skip class just because they felt like it, so I'm asking why you were looking at the mountain. Well, honestly, people skip class just because they feel like it all the time. I mean, I feel like skipping class one day a year isn't the worst thing in the world. If you do it too consistently, like once a month or even once a week, then yeah, you're in trouble and you're probably gonna, fail your classes because you're, doing so badly. But also there's like a mandatory attendance limit. At least the schools I went to, if you don't go to school at least a certain number of days, you automatically fail or something. I forget what the day limit. It's not too high, so you can probably afford to skip a few times. But you shouldn't judge people on their appearances, Renegade. Well, okay, look, no, listen. I'm saying she is aesthetically pleasing. That's not, I mean, yes, I'm judging her on her appearance. I'm not judging who she is. I'm not saying she's a bad person or a good person. I'm not saying she's a complex character or a deep character. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying aesthetically she is very pleasing to my eyes. Anyways, I'm asking why you were looking at the mountain.
ちょっとな。伊勢、一つ聞くけど、最近さ、なんか変わったことないか?
Ooh, don't say that. Well, Issei, it's a small thing, but has there been anything going strange on recently? You're judging her to be a non-rider. Oh, well, I mean, yeah. Renegade Toe Sucker? How dare you misspell my name like that? And you lump it in with Toe Sucker? Gosh. Judging her to be a non-rider. She doesn't look like a rider. That's not me judging. Okay, I'm not judging. Okay, I am judging a book by a cover, but like they're put in these roles for a reason. It's like how the whole thing of there's no reason to think that whoever the servant set up the thing at the top of the school was anyone but Castor, because it was probably Castor, because a Castor would be one who's good at that stuff. It's the same thing with this. Like, a writer wouldn't look like that. Having hair that long would get in the way. Having a mask over your eyes. How do you ride things when you can't fucking see? How do you be a blind rider? The clothes are too skimpy. They're not good for riding. And also, she aesthetically looks like what a caster or an assassin would look like. And she acts like an assassin with how stealthy and quiet she is. She doesn't look like a rider. Like, she only looks like a writer as far as, oh, that's funny, haha, sex joke, she's a writer. That kind of writer. But otherwise, she does not look like a writer. I'm not saying I can't be proven otherwise that she is a writer, but right now, I believe the game is throwing a fast one, and that she's not actually a writer. At the moment, that is, to me, the most likely possibility. Yeah, Herc can be whatever class. Herc, I think, yeah, that's fine. Herc can be a rider. He can ride horses. Herc looks like he'd be a fine rider, a berserker, an assassin. He's got shit magic, though. And you see, I think the same thing of this person whoever got put in this rider-ish role, whoever this is, looks like they would not fit the rider role. Like, I could see them fitting the caster role or the assassin role, and they got shoved randomly in the rider role? I don't buy it! Anyways, unless she's like an assassin rider from her time where she's an assassin and a stealthy person, and so she puts on that appearance to make people think she's not the rider, but she is the rider. And so when they were picking her for the Grail War, they happened to land her on rider instead of assassin. I could maybe see that, but anyways. Also, okay, to get back on topic, Shiro, don't say this. You're being stupid. Stop being stupid. Issei, it's a small thing, but has there been anything strange going on recently? Don't do that. If there's been something strange going on recently, it's likely been a master keeping it from... They've likely been a smart master keeping it from the people around them and not letting others know about it. However, what was I saying? However, if he is a master, then you're giving away to him that you may be a master because you seem to know about something strange. I guess it's possible that whatever the master has been doing hasn't been the most inconspicuous, and so maybe it could have been noticed, but maybe it could have been noticed. However, I don't know. I think it's reaching. I think you're taking too many risks. You took a risk on Shinji, you're taking a risk on this guy. You can't take a risk on everyone. you know that there's another, you should assume, based on what Shinji said, that there may be another master at your school. Therefore, everyone is a potential enemy. Everyone is a potential enemy. Anyways.
変動など左半時だが、さりとて劇的な境地に至ることもなし。お山は日々これ平穏。しかるに平穏こそ日常よ。
Granted, there's out of universe versus in universe. I'll give Shiro that. In universe, there's plenty of kids at the school. I've talked about this with Poe, with Ace Attorney as well. In universe, there's plenty of kids at the school, and it could be literally anyone. The chances of it being Issei are pretty small. I'll give him that. Out of universe, we don't know many of them, and there's a decent chance that if it's going to be one of them, it's going to be one we know about and not some random we've never met. So there is a dissonance between player perspective and Shiro perspective. To be fair, there's already a dissonance, at least for this game's credit. There's already a dissonance because we've had some of Rin's perspective, which Shiro would obviously not have. But still, it's something to bring up. Change is common, but nothing has drastically changed. The mountain is always peaceful, and peace makes up ordinary days.
悪い伊勢、真面目な話をしているんだ。
Sorry, Issei, I'm being serious here. Okay.
失礼な。こっちだって真面目だぞ。
How rude! I'm serious too! What did you say? Change is common. That does seem like such a monk answer. Of course, life is always changing. We're always moving to the next stage of the universe.
みたいだな。ならいいんだ。取り越し苦労だった。
It looks like it. That's good. I guess I was just over anxiety. Yeah. Maybe. It's definitely a red flag. Something sketchy's happening at Ryudo Temple. He just happened to run into Ryudo. It's definitely sketchy.
わかればよい。俺がエミヤ相手にふざけるものか。
Fine, if you understand, I won't joke with you. With a coffee, Issei calms down.
だが、変化があるといえば、だが。
Oh, what is
どう
it?
したものかな。
There has been a change, but I wonder about what?
変化って寺にか。
A change in the temple?
ああ、お山ではなくうちの空気が浮ついている。親父殿の知り合いらしいのだが、少しばかり厄介な客人を迎えていてな。これが結構な美人であるから始末が悪い。
Okay. Interesting. Not the mountain, but the air at our temple is restless. The air at your temple. The air. Like how the air is weird at the school and there's the blood seal crest thing. She's apparently an acquaintance of my father, but we've taken in a bothersome guest. It's a problem because she's beautiful. Oh man. Problem because she's beautiful. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. As far as guests go, I mean, as far as beautiful people that may be here that we know of so far, I guess it would be Iliasville. However, I'm not sure about that. I think this is a more likely chance for a new character to show up. It might be Iliasville. Personally, I think of her as rather attractive, but I don't know if I'd call her beautiful. She seems more mischievous. She seems more cute than beautiful. I would use cute over beautiful. Now, as far as another female we're not aware of, would this be a servant or a master? Now, we've been told that there's a witch, apparently. According to Ryder, there's a witch, which implies female. And I'm assuming witch is servant. So is this a servant who you're talking to and not a master? Is this a servant disguising themselves as a normal person, or is this themselves the master? I'm getting a couple of mixed messages here. Because Ryder said, be careful of the witch, who would be a female, assumedly the servant. But this new guest of yours, I would assume, is the master. And you're still calling it a she who is also beautiful. It could just be a girl servant and a girl master combo, which we have not seen yet. So far it's, yeah, actually, I as Shiro, as a boy, have a girl. Rin as a girl has a boy. Iliasville as a girl has a boy. Shinji as a boy has a girl. So far there's not been... Oh, it seems like Lancer, the boy, from what he said, has a male partner. But there definitely hasn't been a girl with a girl yet. It's certainly possible. A girl combo! Yes! The best possible threesome ending.
まったく皆も女一人に何を騒いでいるのやら。
Jeez, why is everyone making so much commotion over one woman? Based on what Inohanyu said, that apparently Ryder is canonically the most beautiful woman, whatever the fuck that means. Maybe Ryder's playing double duty, and this is part of Shinji's trap. And Ryder is the woman at the temple. No, that'd be weird. But then she's not actually Ryder, she's Caster. And she is the person doing all this, and it's all part of some weird Batman gambit on Shinji's part. Seems, yeah, I think that's a little too complicated.
女って竜道寺って尼さんいたっけ？
Woman? Does Rito Temple have nuns? That's sexist.
おらぬ。わけありでな。祝言まで部屋を貸し与えているのだが、いや、これが確かに美しい人だな。井戸から水を汲む姿など、俺でも目を奪われるほどだ。
Batman is a regular hero. There's nothing super about him. No, this is a special circumstance, and we're letting her use a room until the wedding celebration. Wedding celebration. Ooh, there's gonna be a fancy wedding. Do I get to have a wedding in this game? Now, I'm assuming you're talking about somebody else's wedding, of course. However, that still sounds fancy. Can I be part of the... I'm assuming now that you've brought up the wedding, we're probably going to get to see the wedding in all its glory, and there's going to be something terrible that happens. Ooh, I hope the bride and groom make it out okay. I hope the bride and groom aren't master's servants. All kinds of fancy stuff could happen at a wedding. This person is so beautiful that it even captivates me when she's getting water from the well. Ooh, does she captivate you even in a way that Rin doesn't? Because Rin, you apparently are, you know, you're doing your best to not get pulled in by Rin's beauty, and her whole thing. However, you're pulled in by this girl's beauty. Of course, every girl in the game has to be pretty. Every single one. You cannot have an ugly girl in a visual novel, because every girl has to be a potential waifu ending. And a freaking ugly girl would just be weird. Nobody wants the ugly girl waifu ending. That's not true. I'm sure people genuinely do, some people. But, like, in general, I understand why they do it. But, you know, could have some more homely looking females. I don't know. I'm of two minds, because I don't mind the attractiveness. Because it's nice to have some eye candy, but I would like, you know, I don't know, I do think it's worse in live action, I feel, because that is mean to actors that are good at acting and just aren't as conventionally attractive. Ugh.
訳ありってどういうわけだよ。っていいせ。おーい、俺の話聞こえてるか?
What do you mean a special circumstance? Hey, Issei, hey, are you listening to me? He has a crush. Mark's supposed to be chaste? I think it depends on their religion, but maybe that is true. Maybe he is supposed to be chaste, which is what's fucking with him so much. Maybe he's gonna have a big, you know, internal struggle because of this beautiful waifu.
いいか。だから女性はいけないんだ。
Sorry, that's why women are bad. Yes, women are bad. Cooties, cooties. Just think of the cooties. Just think of the cooties. God, why couldn't this game have unattractive women?
色欲立つべし。落ち着け。一斉。
Reject lust, become Issei. You seem like the maybe you're the most closet pervert of all. But you're fighting it back because you have to, because you're a monk, but you secretly want the most of the titties. The student council president starts to recite Buddhist scriptures.
もしもーし、大丈夫か、一世?
Hey, you alright, Issei? Mosh mosh. That's interesting, because that's usually what you say in a phone conversation, by the way. Mosh mosh. You usually say that to start a phone conversation. So saying that here, the English text I don't think properly conveys what it means, but I don't think there's a real way to convey what it means without explaining it like I just did. But anyways, he's like Earth to Issei, phone call to Issei. Anyways, are you alright, Issei?
問題ない。修行不足なので、より精進したいと思う。
No problem. My training is insufficient, so I wish to purify myself more. Yes, more purifying is required. Go stand under the waterfall some more. You can go do it with your best pal Maya. Is she the attractive woman? I don't think she's that attractive. Shots fired. I guess he still didn't hear me as he disappears into the back of the town. So how's this going to be when I meet up with Ren again and she, you know, didn't even see me at all for the rest of the day? The sun's already setting by the time I reach my house. I'm home first, just like yesterday. Sakura and Fujine will be here soon. Tosaka should be back too. The fact that you keep walking home alone, especially now that Shinji knows about you, is super stupid. And going forward, you need to stop being apart from Rin. You need to be with her at all times, or Saber. Because, like, gosh, this is sketchy keep walking home alone, especially now that more and more people know about you, like Shinji.
シンジから聞いた話はさくらと藤姉が帰ってからだな。
I'll talk to her about what I heard from Shinji after Sakura and Fujine go home. Okay, well, you'll talk to her about what you heard, but will you talk to her about Shinji? Will you mention Shinji? That's the big question. There's no point in talking about it when those two are here. I mean, no, that's not correct wording. It's not there's no point. It would be terrible. You wouldn't want them to get dragged into the whole magic stuff. Saying there's no point is the reverse. There would be a very real point, and it would be a point you don't want explored. That decided, I have to go and prepare dinner. Tosaka got me yesterday, and I have to try to put Fujine in a better mood. Okay. More like Saber was the one who got you, you know, and she's the one who seems to put Fujine in the bad mood. Cooking takes time and effort before love. What? No, cooking is all about love. Love is the #1 ingredient. And #2 is magic. Just ask SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. If I'm to go for a sure win, oh yeah, of course. You won't think about going for the win in the Grail War, but you gotta go for the win in the Grail War. As in, you know, Grail. No, your grill. The Grill War. Holy Grill War. That's the word I was looking for. I'll have to spend twice as much time. So, dakara. After all that, what happened is...
ふーんで何よ負けてないんだから登坂さんのバカいじめっ子
What? What? I didn't lose? Tosaka-san! Stupid Tosaka-san bully! Wait, I'm sorry. You're mad about losing to Tosaka? I thought you'd be mad about losing to Saber.
ですから、
Oh.
私が言っているのは料理の味じゃありませんその藤村先生曰く今までで一番美味しい夕食なんですからみんなに分け与えた方がいいんじゃないかって話です
I'm talking about the food. It's the best dinner so far according to the Fujimura sensei. Oh, it is? So not according to you as well, Rin sensei? Oh, it's Rin that doesn't want to lose, though, in the cook contest. She's the one who wanted to beat Shiro at serving the best food. This might be getting to her more, at least internally. But Fujimura is a lot more external. So I'm saying we should share it among everyone. No, I can't share my Shiro among everyone. Shiro has to be just for me.
言ってることが違うと思う
I think she's saying something else.
登坂さんシロの作ったご飯はあんまり食べたくないって言ったじゃない
Oh? Tosaka said she didn't want to eat the food Shiro cooked. Oh, because she feels all... Oh, is it because you feel awkward about how Shiro was absent and you still haven't talked to him yet? So maybe you're afraid that he's been like mind controlled and might try to poison you? Not a bad plan, not a bad plan. Then again, you should probably convince the others to also not eat food if you're that good of a person and thinking that. If you're a good person and thinking that. But if you're just a cold, well, I guess you're playing the field. I don't think you're that cold of a person or even are thinking that much about the situation. I don't think you're that much of a planner as you are a speed chesser, but maybe.
それは朝だけの話です夕飯はきちんと取りますしそもそも夕食は私とエミヤ君との交代制なんですから
That's only in the
私が食べる
mornings.
のは当然の権利じゃないですか
I eat dinner like normal and we take turns cooking dinner, so it's my right to eat. You take turns cooking. What about Sakura? Three-way take turns? Hold on. I feel like I misunderstood something somewhere despite having the voices on. Tokasaka-san said she didn't want to eat the food. Sure. Oh, not now. You mean earlier. You mean in the breakfast because she doesn't eat breakfast. Okay, I'm now understanding what's going on. Taiga's a greedy person with everything related to Shiro. She wants just Shiro to give her all of her things. But she's also responsible, or tries to be in a weird way. But now she doesn't have to be because of Saber. It's all kinds of uncomfortable. So, with this, you know, lovely little transition into a funner mood, I think I will end here, actually. Ow, scratched myself a little bit. My nails are getting long. It's a sign I have to trim them soon, definitely. It's about that time. Anyways, is Shinji good? Is Ryder good? More than just as in good looking. I mean, cause that's a given. Did I make any typos? Save. You are welcome for the stream. I will see you guys next time on Let's Play. I was about to say Let's Play Renegade 68. It's been a nice one outside of constantly be dropping.net. I'm sorry, what? Huh? I don't even know what you're saying anymore. I'll see you guys next time on Let's Play Fate Stay Night Blind. Still don't have an outro phrase. Until then, blah, blah, blah. There have been a bit more drop frames than normal in this one. About 300, which is... Normally, I don't go much over 100. Still, 300 is not bad. See you guys in the next one. Still don't have an outro phrase. Next time, we'll see if... we'll see. I don't know if we'll see this next time, but going forward, I'll be paying more attention to the whole Shinji thing and what's going on with him and if he's actually super bad or only mostly kind of a little bad. And what about Ryder and Chaotic Good? It's all kind of interesting. And is Ryder really Ryder? This game has layers. Stop recording.